How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Iron Lung. If you guys know anything about me, I'm a huge fan of Markiplier, and I was really looking forward to this movie, and for good reason. Right now, I've watched the movie twice. First, I watched it without watching his Iron Lung video or watching it a long time ago, so I didn't remember anything. So I wanted to watch the movie without knowing anything about Iron Lung, and then I went back, watched some lore videos, watched his playthrough on that game, and then I watched a lot more pertaining to Iron Lung, and then went to go rewatch the movie. And I have two separate views on the movie. I have two separate ways to see the movie and which way is better. I definitely think that if you go into this movie without knowing anything about Iron Lung, you're not going to enjoy it. Why do I think that? The reason why I think that is because a lot of my friends who went to go watch the movie knew nothing about Iron Lung. They knew nothing about the property. They just knew that a YouTuber Markiplier was the one who spearheaded this whole entire operation. With that in mind, the only thing that they could really say about the movie was either that it felt disconnected or it was kind of boring or lackluster in some parts. But I think that they said that because they don't know the true nature of Iron Lung and the entire lore behind it and why it is as captivating as it should be. So I'm gonna go into my breakdown of the movie. What did the movie do right? What did the movie do well? I'm not thinking of getting into any spoilers. You guys should definitely go watch this movie. Make your own opinion on it. Definitely watch Markiplier's playthrough on it, the lore videos. Everything helps just because the gameplay itself in the game can be pretty boring, pretty basic, just having to put in coordinates and having to go through to them. But the movie and the game do a very good job at always having an eerie feeling to it. It makes you always feel like there's an impending danger around you, and there is not just the big ass creatures inside of the ocean of blood, but also with like the noises and the way, just like everything feels like it's just destined to go bad. And as the blood slowly starts rising, or in the movie it slowly starts creaking in, you get this sense of dread even deeper. And I think that this, as Markiplier's directorial debut, obviously he's written stuff like In Space for Markiplier, A Heist with Markiplier. um I believe that he was very involved in Edge of Sleep. He's done a lot of creative things in his life, but he hasn't done a movie to this caliber, which at recording it's at about $20 million in the box office. So, what does this movie do well? This movie does well at giving you that sense of dread and sense of nothing going right except for like the jump scares, and it doesn't have anything like that where you think that it's just cheap or it's just trying to scare you in some way. Like it does it very well in a way that I really appreciate when horror movies just overall give you this sense of dread and don't directly try to do horror things. Just be warned, there are a few things that could consider as jump scares, but not really. There's not many horror situations aside from the entire premise of the movie. If you've seen the movie, you understand exactly what I'm saying. But the movie itself doesn't try to get cheap jump scares and just try to uh, give the audience a cheap scare. They really try to progressively go through it and try to make the audience more and more weary as the movie goes on. I think that that's something that they do great. Um, the writing, guys, for anyone, making a movie is difficult, and especially making a movie with no studio backing, no real people behind you telling you what to do. You don't have a template for this sort of stuff. Yes, he has the game, but the gameplay itself can feel very boring, very lackluster. Like I said, it's just you piloting around a submarine, and it doesn't really have that like element like GTA or Minecraft or something where you're constantly doing something. Here you're constantly putting in numbers, and you're constantly trying to navigate through the ocean. So having to make a movie off of that, which can be a pretty boring, straightforward premise, is already extremely difficult. But I believe that Markiplier wrote it to the best of his ability, to the best. You could see the passion on this project. He really tried his best to make every audience engaged, to make everyone want to come see this movie, not just because it's Markiplier, but because of the passion and everyone that worked in it, you can just feel it. His acting is on point. I I was pretty skeptical. Markiplier acting, directing, writing, producing, everything on one person can feel a bit difficult, and it can feel a bit disconnected, just because when you direct, you need to constantly make sure that you're seeing yourself on the screen and making sure that everything looks okay. He also edited this movie, so it's so many factors that if one thing went wrong, the entire movie would have failed. But because he put in countless amount of hours and countless amount of effort, it just comes off as a great movie, in my opinion. Obviously, all of this is based on my opinion, based on me watching the movie twice and being a huge fan of Markiplier. I believe that this is a bit more of what film needs. Film needs a lot more indie movies with creators that have this amount of passion. There is a lack of passion with so many movies that come out, with people just trying to get quotas, get money, like just trying to do the bare minimum to get maximum profits. But a movie like this, one where if anyone has seen Markiplier, you've seen that he's been doing this for 3 years, maybe more of his life, just dedicated to this movie, writing the script, filming, directing it. You have to edit it. You have to do so many things that he had to like basically step away from YouTube for a bit, still doing Distractable, still doing all the things that he's doing, but his upload schedule got heavily pushed back. Everything got heavily pushed back just because of this movie, and you can see the passion that comes out from it. You can see the effort that he put into each and every scene, and I think that it comes out as a great movie. A lot of my friends didn't enjoy the movie because they don't, either A, they didn't go in knowing what it was about, B, know nothing about Iron Lung, or C, they don't even know what the budget is in the movie. It's a $3 million budget. Of course it's not going to be the most flashy, and it's not going to be like an Avengers level movie, but it doesn't feel far off from, like, it feels so much farther than a $3 million budget for the movie. It feels so much more than just a self-funded movie, and that's something that it's very difficult to capture in the film world, and it's hard to make a movie. It is hard to film something and make sure that it is something that every audience could like. Would I like a bit more lore in the movie and a bit more stuff surrounding everything? Yes, because of a more general audience who wouldn't understand it and who probably don't really know too much about Iron Lung, kind of like what I did at the beginning. But overall, I was able to take each individual part of the movie, the editing, the directing, the screenwriting, everything, and be in awe of what this movie is and what this movie has accomplished in such short time. It is just a great thing overall, and it's a great thing for film moving forward. I truly believe that right now this is probably one of, like, in a very long time, it's one of the only movies that I've seen have this amount of passion, and you can just tell. So I definitely think that Iron Lung is an amazing movie, and I definitely think that all of you should definitely go and watch it. Markiplier has also been doing a blood drive. He's been trying to do so much for this movie and for the community and for everything. So definitely go and support the movie. It's a great watch. I'm probably gonna go watch it a few more times just because I really want to see every aspect of the movie, just from the acting, the filmmaking, and everything. Markiplier has definitely gone above and beyond in my expectations in terms of acting. The Edge of Sleep I thought was a really interesting show and a really interesting watch. And in this movie, he just does so much more to elevate his acting potential. So I definitely think that everyone should go watch it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.